The difficulties of logistical challenges in this country are the fact that you have the topography and the terrain that we have to work in. The affected populations and the epicentres are probably the furthest flung place from the capital, and they're probably the most remote with the most scattered populations and villages. Coupled with that, you've got what's happening in terms of logistics. It's a landlocked country. You use road networks coming from India, or we use very limited large airports like the capital, but there's very few others that can handle the planes that are required.
A big strategy that I understand for procurement is, of course, to procure in India. And so a lot of NGOs have launched missions, we have as well as WFP, in India to approach a regional procurement strategy and to bring all of this by land, which of course logistically we're supporting by setting up all the hubs to be able to cope with all of the trucking. Yeah? With the size of the Indian market, considering that India produces quite a substantial amount of goods, Bangladesh next door, I don't think there is a sourcing issue. I think there's enough goods in this region. But of course, mobilizing the suppliers, getting all the trucks, getting the contracts done, that takes time.
Secondly, we're setting up forward hub bases in two places, Gorkha and Chitaura, which are close to the affected population areas. We're loading those areas up with materials.
We've got a communications with communities coordination going on, getting the communities to come down and pick up the aid. So leaving it at a mutually agreed spot where they can come down and transport the aid back up again. You know, there's things like they need the materials to rebuild. A lot of them, they have the materials. They need a shelter at the beginning of it. They need tarpaulins to keep themselves covered. They built with mud. They need things like the hammers and nails to put them back together again, to get the old pieces of wood. And you'll see a lot around the place where they've got bricks and all the bricks are stacked back up again, ready to be rebuilt. And that's what they're doing at the moment. They're reusing. Now they need the tools to be able to put those things back together. So again, it's a bit like it's looking outside the box.
Well, after we set up those regional hubs, what we saw was obviously closer to the needs, an ability to deliver those needs better, against those needs better, and at the same time showed the populations up there that we're moving away from Kathmandu. The Kathmandu is often the gravitation of all the activity in this country, and by moving up there visibly you show the people that there's a concern for them and there's a desire to help, and I think this is very important. And then we're working with the air assets that have come in from the major big countries, the Chinese, Indian, the Nepal Army's own, and the Americans, as well as the Brits. And those will be the backbone for the response, using the heavy lift and the high lift to get to these affected areas.
As the response matures and as we go into this monsoon, we'll go back to the traditional way of delivering goods, which is by track, big trucks, then we go to tractors, and then we use livestock as well, and then porters, and that's how we're going to access all these communities.